Come.
Write circles on these people.
So, Baker. Oop. Attention real quick. If we could, if you guys could kind of work your way over this way, maybe have a seat, not have a seat, just kind of, with a lot of people. Jeez. Wow. So I was talking with Dr. Maggard a minute ago, and I was about halfway through this outlined speech before I realized that you guys are all new, and then I could have said the exact same thing I said last time I did this. So but I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to be here. You know, Tom and Jessica and Dr. Maggard, and of course Aaron, Ms. Robichaud, wherever you are, gave me the opportunity to come up here as a former student athlete myself, as an alum, as someone who wore one of those jackets. I remember what my moment was like, and I'm really grateful that the university gives me an opportunity to come up here in front of all of you guys and intermingle with all of our student athletes and not just the football guys like I have for the last few years. So thank you so much. So Jess, thank you, Tom. Thank you so much, Dr. Maggard. I really appreciate it. Trey, welcome. This is your first event. We certainly appreciate having you here. And Evan, this is something that was born out of a necessity. It really was. For years, let me tell you how the whole thing worked, okay? Lynn Williams called your dorm room 100 times until you finally went over there and you got fitted for your jacket, and about 9 months later, it was stuffed into your locker or something to that effect, or you had to go by and pick it up. We didn't have anything like this. We didn't have a ceremony, and I think that's wrong, you know, because when you think about what a letterman's jacket is, it's so much more than just a piece of clothing. You know, last year I talked about the history of it. Yeah, I'll skip you guys the boring part about Harvard and all that stuff. But, you know, this year for me it was more about thinking about what it means. You know, a letterman's jacket, it's a tangible reminder. It's a tangible representation of all your sweat equity. You know, a lot of people play football. I know, I mean, in our world, you know, we have a lot of guys on the team. And a lot of them don't get letterman's jackets. And I think, you know, in a sport like track, for instance, there's a lot of people out there. And I'm sure a lot of people invest, and I'm sure they spend a lot of time. But this is your ROI. This is your return on investment. This says not only that you were part of something, but that you contributed something significantly to make sure that that team had success, or more importantly, that team had the cohesiveness to be able to be successful, you know? It's a tangible relationship. I mean, it's a tangible representation of the relationships. I mean, think about the relationships that you've made in this room with your teammates. You know, the opportunity to be able to you know, all those bus trips, all those times that you were hanging out together. You know, you'll never be able to replace that, and that's what that jacket represents. You'll hang in your closet, likely maybe never wear it. Unlike Dr. Leger over here, she wore it for one reason, because I made the comment last time that she had an S on her jacket, which meant USL, and she said she was not that old, so she does not have an S on her jacket. But it's a tangible representation of all the relationships that you've built sitting out in the middle of the track or on the soccer field. You know, it's not just something that you put on your back. You know, for me, it's where you develop that efficaciousness for life. It's where you developed the adversity that happens to us, the microcosm of sports. So much happens to us where we learn how to deal with diversity. Adversity, not diversity, but diversity as well. But the adversity that you experience gives you it prepares you for life. It prepares you to be the parents, you know, the spouses, the leaders in your community when you go back to your homes. And so sports is the greatest conduit, if you will, to learning how to be an adult, learning how to be more than just about yourself and be a part of something bigger than you. Even in the individual sports, you know, you guys spend a lot of time together. So whether it's tennis or individual events in track, you know, you still have to depend on each other. It's also where we learn how to trust. It's a representation of that trust because for a lot of you guys, you had to step out on a limb. You had to leave your homes and you had to come to Lafayette, Louisiana. And you had to look Coach Glasgow in the eye and realize that was the guy you wanted to spend the next 4 to 5 years with, you know? Notice I didn't say Coach Bannon back there, you know? I picked Coach Glasgow in that group. But seriously, that's where you first learn how to trust someone else. You trusted, and your parents trusted, if you will, the coaches and the people in this community to be able to raise you. Because after all, these are your formative years. People can say what they want about when you're younger. You are the human, you are the adult that you're going to be after your 4 to 5 years that you're in college, when you're out on your own. And that's what this jacket represents. So to me, you know, that is the component to me that made it so important that we honor this moment and not just give you a piece of clothing and issue you something like we did all the Adidas gear that you've gotten since you've been here. I say all. The little bit of Adidas gear that you got since you've been here. So, but this is more importantly, it's also a turning point in your life. It represents that. It represents you no longer just being a part of a piece in the wheel, if you will, but that you, like I said, left an indelible mark on this university. You know, I think the greatest thing that we do here at this university is when you graduate, you get your brick. Because it represents that you're not just taking something from here, but you're leaving something, a piece of you, if you will, to grow this university into what it's become, one that I'm very proud of, not just to work at, but be an alumnus of. So truly appreciative for all of you guys being here tonight. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to honor you this evening. This will be a very simple process. What we'll do is we'll start out with sports. Your coach will come up. So using as an example, Coach Thibodeau will come up from baseball. He'll come right up here to the front. He'll have your jacket. I will do my best not to butcher names, and I just want to say I want to drop every coach in the grease. I called coaches to get names and figure out how to say these things, so if I screwed them up, it's your coach's fault. Or in your case, Coach, it's Ashley's fault. So, so if we can get started with Coach Seth Thibodeau with baseball. Coach, you want to come on up here? Awesome, Coach. I've been coaching college football for 26 years. I've been a part of college football for 26 years, and I've always loved the sport, but I've been a baseball fan all my life. So I'm really grateful to get the opportunity to get up here and recognize you guys. So our first recipient of their Letterman's jacket is Austin Garrett. Austin? Okay. Our second recipient is, our next recipient then, is Connor Higgs. Connor, come on up. When you come up and you get your jacket, Coach is going to put it on you. We'll take a quick individual picture, and then we're going to ask you guys to line up right over here, and we're going to get a group photo of everybody that gets their jacket. So once you get your jacket, come on over here to my right. Beautiful. Next up, Dylan Toit. Dylan? I'm so glad Coach Wells knew how to say your name because I'd have been in trouble, Dylan. I would definitely have screwed that up. Next up, Heath Hood. Heath? Jake Hammond. Good job. All right, Jake Hammond. Jake? All right, next up is Kyle DeBarge. Kyle? Hey, Jake, why don't you come on over on this side, buddy? Next up is Mason Zambos. Mason? You got it. There you go. Next up is Max Marshock. Next up is Tommy Ray. There you go. Will Vayon. Cooper Rawls.
And Trey Leclerc. That's the next one.
Trey LaFleur. That's it for baseball. Thank you so much, guys. Next up, we have soccer. So, Christian, you want to come on up? See, Christian's the one should be emceeing this event. I wish I'd kill for an accent like that. What accent? Exactly. Okay, first up is Laura Hanson from soccer. And Lucy Ortiz. All right. So I'll go back again, and some people name drop, I number drop. You know, after being here for a quarter of a century, this I changed it up a little bit. I've never purchased season tickets except for one sport, and that's this sport right here. So softball, Coach Glasgow, you want to come on up? All right, our first recipient is Alex Langoliers. Alexa Langoliers. I screwed up her first name. I'm sorry. Actually, no, Ashley said there was that. That's right. I'm blaming Ashley. Jordan Campbell. Awesome. Kayla Falterman. Kramer Ushtay. You see, you thought I was going to screw that one up, didn't you? Laney Crater. Maddie Hayden. Megan Shorman. Samantha Grader. Samantha Landry. And Stormy Kochelnick. Is that right, Stormy? Yep. All right. Coach, you must have a blind somewhere to be. You're hunting somewhere tomorrow, because that was the fastest I've ever seen anybody dress anybody in my life. That was pretty quick now. That was impressive, Coach. You want to come right over here and take a picture with your girls, Coach? Awesome. All right, next up we have men's tennis. Coach Goblin, you want to come on up? So tennis is the reason why I didn't call any names out the last time I did this and had the coaches do it for me. But I worked really hard on this and made sure that I got it right. So, Colleen Postilla. And Vasil Dimitrov. Awesome. Great job, men's tennis. All right, we have women's tennis next. Coach Vallejos, you want to work your way up to the front? Coach Vallejos is the person in the back that was making all the noise back there. She's so loud. Who's Carla? Carla, I got to tell you, I worked on this one. I really did. I really did. But I think I got it. You ready? Carla Urshoigia.
She thought you did good. She goes by Momo.
And Momoko Yoshimura. Miss Jessica said to call you Momo, but I just worked so hard on the first name, I wasn't going to just take the shortcut, you know? Awesome. That's women's tennis. You guys want to take a picture right over here? All right. Here we go. Coach Battle, you want to come on up? Battle. Look, you got a Tommy Battle and you got a Lon Battle, okay? Did I get it backwards?
Yeah. Lon Battle.
The worst part is I've known these guys longer than I've known anybody around here, so. So we're going to start with men's track first. When I call your name, if you guys can come on over here. Or you can work your way over that way right now. Awesome. We'll start with Anthony Smalls. 1S. Anthony Small. Awesome. Baptiste Dupree. Braden Scalisi. Cademan Kyles. Cayman Scott. Gavin Jamie. Joseph Patterson. Justin Unger. Kai Hensley. Kashi Crockett. Peyton Chesson. And this next guy, I'm kind of thinking if we put another sport on that thing, big fella. I can work on your stance over here if you want. Tyron Hanna. All right, that's all of men's track. Thank you, guys. Coach, you good? You need to loosen up any? You need some water? All right. All right, we'll start with women's track if you guys want to come on this side. All right. Marin Barra. Alexandra Johnson. Ariel Young. Ashley McMillan. Blair LaFleur. Haley Salisbury. Jordan Brown. Kennedy Price. Lauren Noel. Maria Bienvenu. Shamia O'Dane. Sophie Daigle. And last but certainly not least, Serenity Rogers. As women's track finishes taking their photos over here, again, I want to thank all of you guys who give me an opportunity to present this evening. You know, for a lot of you guys, maybe this is towards the end of your career that you receive this jacket. For some of you, it's early in your career. I think the most important thing to take from this event today is the camaraderie of each other and being around each other. So that when you, they even have yellow little bit of softballs on there. Oh, that's cool. I really fully expect it to be monochromatic. But anyway, there's no better time in your life, guys. There really isn't. Especially when here at UL, that is my complete why. As Miss Jessica and I have talked about many a times, you know, I got into this business for one reason, and that's for student athletes to come here and have the same great experiences that I did and maybe make a few less of the same mistakes that I made. So please, while you're here, enjoy it. Don't look too far ahead. Look, the future is going to be there before you know it. So while you're here, while you're in this wonderful community with this incredible culture, embrace this culture and make yourself a part of the community, and I promise you it'll embrace you back. So thank you guys for your time. We appreciate it. There are snacks and refreshments over here. You guys have a good night. And we're going to get a group picture. So I'm going to leave Dr. Leger in charge of that.